arrested and ensuring that the place is demolished.
Ita fa kunningo ye lodula kuma balata ko nyin kono kaje ko iboita kan ya bondi dingira nyindo ye lanyim boy.
And that the land is sold to someone else. And all of this was done because he was not a supporter of APRC. He was a UDP supporter.
And nyimbe lata kan dalilo men kan wala nyinti ko katunga ta manke atamu UDP kanun teldi wala ya sabu.
That is not the truth.
Okay, let's take it step by step. Was the land in fact sold?
I am not aware of the sale of that plot.
Who was it given to?
Adita Jumala.
That plot was given to Hamidou Jah.
Was it given to him gratis, or he paid some money for it?
For ya diala la ya swala ban fo ay kodo dole jwa.
Ya long area council la diro dolbe je ka kodo dilal. Dolbe je buka dila.
The deals carried out by the area council. Sometimes, if they are giving a plot to somebody, the person has to give out some money. Sometimes they just give it to him, just that person like that.
In this case, what happened?
In Koto Muneketa.
Nyingi mawafi.
No, this one, it was not sold.
Did he give money?
If he has given any money, I am not aware of that.
Were you involved in the transaction?
Yes. When Hamidou came and said that he wants to build a bakery, he went to the governor and discussed it with him, and at that time it was Modu Soma who was the governor.
Full name?
Modu Soma Job.
Modu Soma Job.
Modu Soma walente kumandi and area council la CEO.
It was Modu Soma who called me, plus the CEO at the area council.
What's his name?
Rodu.
CEO ato kafa Baba Dindin Jobate.
The CEO was called Baba Dindin Jobate.
Akonye konga investor soto me alon kanata jalaftani sen furle lolaja.
He came to me and said that I got an investor who wants to build a bakery here.
So nin temporal cantingol men be sila dala ten adula jube me alonko isi notice de la pour ay fanko nyin keje because wole
nga sarta demanding asesenia
aka demanding sadio kuma kan yesenia
so ay me yitande wala mnyenti ko nyin cantingol men be sila dala ten bawo dita temporal.
Then he told me that these canteens, which are by the roadside, as far as the tenure there is temporary, let's remove some of them so that we will put the bakery there.
Because
the bakery is more powerful than this other business is going on there.
Let me ask you, was that really fair?
Oh, Tilindaleba.
Yalon Dulani make a deal permanent.
Because the reason is that location, when giving it out, they don't give it out on a permanent basis.
The question I ask is it fair to take it from the hands of those who are less powerful and give it to those you believe are more powerful? Is that fair?
Yalong kam damen to for wala mnyinti ko ka di men la ye men di because they ka di nyina kam men yalong ko investors no men we sembo soto pour mo jama be na fala ji wala atin nan ni wolu nata ka dol bondi je men man sembo soto e dula do di la and then ye allocate wala
as far as the allocation of those plots are done on a temporary basis. So this is why if somebody comes who has a more powerful business than the ones operating there, they have to look at it and try to remove some of those less powerful businesses so that the powerful ones can have a place to establish. So this was the norm.
The question is,
in government
was that fair?
for tilintaleba
Antol fe wotu mo wala fisata puru tole taraji. Ntol man be nyaton kala jen tol nga wala mira.
Well, as for us,
nga mira wala be mol na fala.
as for us who were among the leadership there, that's what we thought, because of those powerful business will bring more benefit to the people than the small businesses operating there.
But so you demolish their places,
alira dingira janjang
those who are less powerful,
men yalon ko jikobe je ko man sembo soto
and you give it to the powerful,
al narna di sembe mala,
and then the less powerful are left to fend for themselves.
munta menu man sembo soto aliye tu buluken sam pour ya nyini fanwe.
Ani me buluken se ngobula.
No, we didn't leave them empty-handed.
Did you allocate another piece of land to them?
Nga men allocate ya wala fango warate la nyindot.
The new places that we allocated to them, in fact, were bigger than the former plots that they occupied.
Were you going to build for them?
Hani, ntolta lole.
No, we are not going to build it for them. They should do the building for themselves.
So you demolish their places, and then you allocate it to the powerful. And then you allocate them another place, and you ask them to build it themselves. And you know that they don't have the resources. Just answer my question. We are not talking about the conditions. We are not saying that you don't have the right to remove them. We are just interrogating the rationale of the decision you had taken. Just imagine. The poor person, you demolish their house and ask them to go and build elsewhere on their own. And then you allocate it to the rich person. How do you feel about that?
Well, according to how we were thinking in those days, was that was going to be more beneficial to a lot of people.
Because
Because that's the way things were going on at that time. Because even my own canteen was also demolished and given to somebody else.
Where Fadera did not tell this commission that you allocated him another piece of land.
Fadera ma fanyin commission we janko inata na dinkira dole diala.
Ato fola ni wodula fawani ngadaman diala manjam fanyo.
He will not say that because the new place we gave him, in fact, was very close to the old place that he was operating from.
His allegation is that you guys were given $300,000, which you shared amongst yourselves.
That was just his own thinking.
But what role did you play in this allocation of land?
Area council, for example,
You know, that area, whatever happens, if somebody comes looking for a plot, an area council is going to allocate that plot to those people. You have to go to the alkali. You have to go to the alkali and obtain a paper from him, which the alkali will stamp. You go to the governor, who will also stamp the paper. Then you go to the CEO of the area council, who will also normalize the whole arrangement.
So ni wakata physical planning sinataji ya sumang.
After all that, physical planning will come and, and carry out a measurement of the place.
Ni lafta bungolo la jeyalo.
If you want to build a house there, you can build.
Esi permeto di la puru ya bungolo.
They will give you a permit to build a structure there.
So it is important for the alcalo to stamp it.
Kumaya dala pur alcalo ni ayala tampo keji.
It is important for the chief to stamp it.
And ba kumaya dala fana chefo fana ya tampo keji.
Yes.
It's important for the CEO to stamp it.
Nunghanin kabi kumaya dala fana CEO membe ke kansulo nyindo ida kansulo nyindo fana ya tampo keji.
Yes.
Without their stamp, the document is not valid.
Ninga tara nyumol sabol bela tampo teje kaito nying amang kumaya.
Ani.
Yes.
Take a look at this document.
Ning kaito jube ba.
Have you ever seen this document?
Inale nying kaito jela ba.
Yes.
How did you recognize it?
Ya kaito nyin sute nyadi le.
Nyimu transfer lati kwa menka penko nyin transfer hamiduya.
This is a transfer paper which made it, which facilitated the transfer to Hamidou.
Was this the document that was executed?
Onyinem kaito te ban kol tamata menna ba.
Anga menama nke photocopy nyinam.
Well, if it is not a photocopy, then this is the document itself.
Could you see your signature on the document?
Ila signature ben kaito balala ba.
Ngaje.
Yes, I've seen it. It's here. It's there.
Do you recognize other signatures on the document?
Yes, signir kotangol dol sute kaito nyim balala ba.
Anga alcalo la signature suteje.
I have recognized the alcalo's signature.
Aning Soma VDC.
Plus the Soma VDC.
Aning Wandifa Damfa.
And Wandifa Damfa. These are the ones I recognized.
But do you notice that there is a signature above?
Council, a minute.
You notice also that there is a signature above the title CEO, Chief Executive Officer.
Come again?
You notice that there is a signature above the title Chief Executive Officer.
Aninka biya kala mudala ko Chief Executive Officer ala makamo title ala toning abe kaito nyimbalal kodi.
Aha, abe jela Chief Executive Officer wala be safarinde.
Yes, it is there. Chief Executive Officer.
Can you show me? Look, the VDC prepared the document. That's what you said, correct?
Satela yirwa kafo nyin VDC wale kaito nyin topoto kodi.
VDC le transferring kaya.
It was the VDC who made the transfer to him.
But was it proper for the VDC to make the transfer?
For anyanta kele wala nyama ko VDC nyanta wo transfer nyinda dala.
Akache?
It used to.
But the VDC is just a committee. It has no ownership over anything.
But the VDC, wal mu committee da malti, it will tante ngani fenti.
VDC mu village development committee let ning development nata sata okon. Ala entry points kaketo let.
VDC is the village development committee. Any development that comes to the village, it has to go through the VDC.
But does the VDC own anything?
For VDC, to le fence to le bank.
Yeah, fence to je.
Yes,
what do they own?
To le muni soto je.
As I said, in the village there, some of the lands there. It is the villagers who own the lands. They just give authorities to the area council for them to do things for them. This is why the VDCs are there.
Shouldn't this transfer have been done by the area council?
Or area council manyanda nyin transfer nyin kela. For area council nyole nyama manyana kela.
Area council sakeno le VDC sakeno.
Area council can do the transfer, the VDC too can do the transfer.
Well, I don't really know the statutory status of the VDC. And I don't know whether it can own property or it can act as trustee for property. So let me leave it at that. But show me the stamp of the chief on that document.
Silang ning chief ni la stamp otandae kaito konoje.
I did not see that, but my signature is there.
So the document is not valid. It'll for that.
You said it.
Not signature magic.
I did not see my signature.
No, your signature is there.
Not stampo.
My stamp,
not signature,
but my signature is there.
So the document is not valid. Show me the stamp of the city council, of the area council.
Lang area council wala stamp otandin na kaito kono ba?
No, those people also their stamp is not there.
So again, the document is not valid. And look at the date of signing by the CEO.
CEO kaito singe lungo minna.
So what's the date? Tell us the date.
On the 7th May.
That is on the 7th of May.
Tell us the day the transfer is made. Look at the middle of the document.
Transfer kete lungo minna e o formule ba.
July 2007.
Tell us the full date.
Lungo be formule. Lunjuma.
On the 17th.
On the 17th.
So it means the CEO signed the transfer document even before the transfer is made.
Akamunta ko silan CEO wenyin kaito de lungo ngin sa sign atra transfer fangom danding transfer fang bekela.
Never.
Nyadi?
Could you pass it?
Ma understand.
I did not understand that.
Well, the CEO signed on the 7th. The transfer is purported to be made on the 17th.
CEO nying lungo minna sign ke omo on the 7th.
Okay.
But the transfer nying wo lungo ye min ke je omo on the 17th.
So Mr. Jarjusey.
La Mr. Jarjusey.
Nyim fanang alboitale. It looks like there are irregularities on this one.
Kamunta ko aleta mandirol min tamamia alonko akake wonyama de.
No work at out understand.
If that happened, I did not understand.
No.
But you said the document needed to be stamped by the chief, but you did not stamp it.
But I didn't have to go in kaito in chief lenyanta sign a stamp la.
But it must stamp.
But it must stamp.
Na stamp oteje de tonyaran.
True, my stamp is.
Ar wakata nyame wala njakal.
The way that happened, that's what surprised me.
You also said the area council should stamp it, but their stamp is not there.
Ya fole ko teke area council fana nyanta stamp la. Bay la stamp o fango tije.
You see, Mr. Ja did not do anything.
Ajele Mr. Ja wo man fen kede.
But you and the CEO and it's only the alcalo who did something proper.
Barete ni CEO. Ngamera alcalo damale ku kendo ke ngin lanto de. Ninku wol kono.
Okay. Okay.
Ha, ndela tampo la tare bale aje de wayen jakal.
The absence of my
Okay,
stamp,
not
that surprised
because
me.
got film Chinese matam.
Because how can you sign something you did not stamp it?
Well, you are the only one who can explain it. And if you
That surprised me.
Council, does the witness confirm that the signature of his is authentic?
Yaman kame nyinin ka council wala nyindi ko fo ite sedo fo ya sabatindi la ko ila stampo nyi menke je fo stamp le me alon ko
the signature.
The sign or nyi ila sign o nyi yeme sign o menke je sign le me alon ko sign po nyamale.
Ante fangole a sign. Na sani rola.
Yes, it was my signature.
Thank you.
Mike, Council.
Thank you very much. Where was this guy allocated? Kasim Fadera?
Silang Kasim Fadera, atolia samba muntolia, dula jumali diala no?
Daman dialabe area council fango balal.
The place where he was allocated was near area council.
It
was not far from the old place where he was.
Who did the allocation?
Jumale nying asambaje, dula nyin diatala.
We did it. We gave him the place.
Area council
Myself and the area council together.
When was that?
Jumale waketa?
Long time since this thing happened. We gave him the another place.
You are confirming that? You are under oath. We would further investigate that.
The person that was given to him was even bigger than where he was previously.
You see, I don't dispute that area council can remove people and reallocate the place to bigger investors, because you want to attract bigger investors to create jobs and things like that.
Ko area council se mol bondi lado to isaje business bal dundi odulato because I love the bundal le yele do kulali o amango soso.
Yes, but if you demolish their places,
at
least give them compensation. Because you are giving it to somebody with more power. Because they did not build their structures there unlawfully, they built it according to law. Anyway, let's move on to another point. Let's look at Kasamanding Gassama.
Kasamanding Gassama la kuwa fana ngibe.
Tell us about Kasamanding. What happened?
Kasamanding na kuwa fumole muneketa.
Kasamanding denda mbesirin lundola ngaje diamola TRRC akanto foji.
Kasamanding, there was a day I was sitting in my house. I saw him talking at the TRRC, mentioning my name.
Akakuma kanwalumen for
what he was saying.
Aketambulu surprise it.
It was a surprise to me. See, okay.
Surprise
it was a surprise to me because I have never have any issue with Kasamanding, much more to have a push and pull with him or her.
So nata mo akanto for TRRC ko
I heard her saying that I was the one who removed her in her house, if I may remember.
Surprise ballot.
That was a big surprise to me.
What
I was aware about Kasamanding's issue when she was living in my house. I am aware that there was a time some people were summoned at the revising court.
So
they used to go to court at Mansa Congo.
Ngamera magistrate onate nyinenka kulella mammen fo bukata kitu yoleta bamfa nyinenka evidence wala by mammen produce.
I think the said magistrate did ask them about a question which they cannot, I think, whether they were not going to court or something like that. Later I heard that the magistrate has taken them to Janjambure.
Anna londo danta la koto labanen Kasamanding nanama affair soto sakura ka dunila ka me ya longo amanke silot.
That is all I know about Kasamanding, but I have never taken any decision about Kasamanding that she cannot carry.
Yeah. Were you an APRC supporter?
ite nene keta APRC kanun teoti leba.
That time?
Nte ha nana ketati.
Yes, I used to.
You were card bearing, you were a member of the party?
Nyata ke parti dingoti. Wo parti ko kono.
Nana ya a support le nana APRC support.
Yes, I used to support APRC party.
And you used to wear asubi?
Anika asubil dunne nu wato.
Amansia.
Not much. Not
But you
much.
used to
It
wear
used to happen.
Ikamune dunnu.
Mansia nenka dunga mansia.
Even if I used to wear it, but it's not usually.
Hold on. But mbatungata VDC la kuwoto kotenke.
Okay.
Yanding so memurun nan kasamanding la ko.
Okay.
Loyal ya kumo bondi de. The lawyers have, produced the point. Just like I was thinking, the VDC, they do not own land. They have not been entrusted with land. The VDC cannot transfer land.
VDC imang
Ifansun kenol tebulu. Ibuka ite transfer kenol
ito fanang transfer kenol ko.
VDC is transfer kenol because it told them development entry point.
VDC can effect transfer because they are the entry point of every development in a particular.
And those
VDC members are also natives of that village. That being the case, they can make transfer if the villagers agreed.
And so what's the term of provision, your instrument you read from?
No, it's the customary law of this country.
Okay.
Yeah. The VDC is not a recognized structure in the administration of land in the community. The VDC is just to receive investments, things that would help the community. But the VDC does not own land, and it's not entrusted with the authority to administer land. The only person given the authority to administer land is the alcalo. It is the alcalo who can transfer the land, but not the VDC.
Yeah.
The VDC does not own land. The trustee for the land in every village is the alcalo.
Kuluwa sembo di minna wolom alcalo te pour kanying bankolo ni.
Ni ala kaito nyimbala jube alcalo la tampo bejele ka transfer nyin sembentuya.
But if you look at the document, the alcalo stamp is there to empower the transfer.
Alcalo I stamp just like a witness.
Alcalo waya tampule rompuru ka sedoti. That is to empower.
In fact,
the alcalo is the custodian of the village.
In fact, the allegation is that this document, Exhibit 224B, is a forgery. You guys just falsified a document. You forced the alcalo, you applied pressure on the alcalo to sign and stamp it. That is the allegation. I'm not saying that.
No, manka what?
It's not that.
Who was the VDC chairman? Who was the VDC chairman in Soma at the time?
It's long time. Maybe if you look at the
because I want to
it's long time now.
Well, here I have the law on village development committee.
Kana luwa lenyin ne karandi comme luwa yi molu VDC kol ay
sa tela yiru wande kafo la la committee la luwa
Local Government Act. We would continue to look at it because I have just seen it. Okay, here it is. The Village Development Committee shall be responsible for identifying local development needs in consultation with the community. Prioritizing such development needs in consultation with the committee. Prioritizing such development needs in consultation with the committee. I think it should have been in consultation with the community. Raising, coordinating and managing financial resources at the village level. And shall be held accountable for all the financial and other resources. Mobilizing community participation in development activities. Implementing and managing such development plans and projects as the council may approve for implementation at village level.
And committee fana be karla ferol landila anila tamandri sirol me alonko wala be sakarla sato yiruwandi landu be sambala ning ayatara council sondala be la ferol tala ya landi council nyati no ning adara council sondala isi blobi.
Supporting and strengthening all development oriented socio-cultural groups within the community.
Andunka de maroke de yiruwala ko kume alonko fo ada yiru ande ko lam ko kume alonko sate yiruwandi ko lam isi kafundankala.
Carry out such other functions as may be assigned to it by the council or the ward development committee.
And isi dogo keno ninga tra council ya dila waranto ila ward committee nyingi wala dila purka ke la sate wala yiruwandi nafa.
In the exercise of its functions under this section,
ilaw tamandiroto nyin luwa koto.
A village development committee may operate bank accounts and appoint a treasurer to manage its resources.
Sate yirwandi kafo nying isi accounto yela bank me alonko be kondoso la jela kodo be mabul dami andu si motom bom fana me alonko be tar la maraling law nafulo le baf mele treasurer.
And appoint such other officers from among its members as it may deem necessary.
Andung ilaw itol mo dantangol kono je si modol tombon noy kono jele ninga dara sulo be je.
Council, don't give Senator away yet. Is there an establishment clause in that act? The VDC establishment clause?
Yes, there is.
And there is no reference there as to whether or not it could acquire
land.
Land?
No. So that's why I have just read out the responsibilities of the VDC. So you see quite clearly it's not given responsibilities in allocating land. Because the VDC does not own land.
VDC besate o menkono.
VDC in where they are residing in a particular village.
Wale tamu land nyinti.
The land belongs to them.
So ni mona ata puru ka nyine bulu.
So anybody comes to look for a land.
Si assign no le puru ya transfer o Maria.
They can be assigned for so that they can make the transfer to that person.
You have to have the capacity.
Chief, you cannot execute. You cannot lawfully execute a power that you do not have.
Ako chief, ite luwa tamandila mi alonko mo luwa soto. Wo sembo iman sembo dilela.
Do you recall, Chief? You had appointed an alcalo together with your commissioner, and it was unlawful.
Hakilo bulata ite chief ya alcalo ni tombo.
Inila
kumandang ando woni luwa manta.
But woni nyin case man killing.
This is the same, exactly the same thing. The VDC allocated land, it had no power to allocate.
Ni fana muku kilingole ni VDC fana ye kordal di mol. Oni luwa manta.
Ndeng ameng understand wala mnyenti VDC musate wala kafolet.
What I understand is that VDC is an association for the village.
VDC.
And our
VDC can recommend to the alcalo.
VDC also calls
that give land to this person because it brings good development to the village. But VDC cannot take the land and give it. Because who is the custodian of the land in your chieftaincy? In your chieftaincy, in your area. Who is the custodian? Who is the custodian?
Alcalo the alcalde used to be the custodian in his village.
And who is above the alcalo?
The
so,
chief.
Which role? Where is the VDC in that hierarchy?
VDC la lo dula moment wala musata wala development.
The VDC stand there is the redevelopment of the village.
Development bina akana through.
Any development that is supposed to come to a particular village, it has to pass through the VDC.
Just a moment. Okay. The land in the village is governed by customary law, correct? Isn't it? Oh. So the land
tradition.
Akamara adol.
It used to be ruled by traditions.
And who is the custodian of the customary law in the village?
Apart from the chief is the alcalde.
Is the VDC involved in that?
Oh, VDC,
Why they are involved in that's what I have said.
Is the VDC involved in the implementation of customary law in the village? The VDC is limited only to economic issues.
And in development.
Exactly. So the VDC has no place in allocating land.
VDC mahani palasi sotoka kordachi kakadi mol.
Mol men vesate okono wallele mandate de la pour ya land transfer.
The people living in that particular village are the people who gave the VDC the mandate for them to make effect the transfer on their behalf.
Where is that mandate written in our laws?
Ila wosembo ni ya abasafiri nuntole na lual kono.
Ma wolonde baranga lonko BDC mu bundale te chata ko no me alonko yiriwa etolle be lori yiriwa so ni aje ye tol asan pour yake
all I know is that VDC is in the village for them to lead all development in the village.
It looks like this was just an afterthought to show that really this allocation was done for economic reasons. That is why you brought in the VDC here. It was just meant to cover up your activities.
No.
And you received $300,000 in the process. Shared by the signatories to this document. Okay. Show me the receipt number for the payments made for the processing of this document? A fee must be paid to process the document. Show me the receipt number.
Anyway, you remember the 224
Adula beje ajube bang. Look at the last paragraph. The last few lines.
Sapal labango nying. Nine labango nying wol jibe ba.
Anyway, I don't kaito from area council akabolet.
Anyway, you know this document.
I
don't know why they did not.
But
I don't know.
If it was receipted, should the receipt number not have been quoted?
May kaito nyin sambana bondi area council.
The person who brought the document took it from.
So, new woman keje wato area council le work.
If at all those numbers are not there, then it's
because in land transfer area council.
Because the land transfer document used to come from the area council.
If the fee is not paid, would the transfer be valid?
Maybe it will not be good. But you know the document is under their custody.
But you cannot claim that this is a forgery because you have accepted that that is your signature.
I did not say
receipt number.
This receipt number that you are asking,
new woman
that number is not there, that is their fault. They are the one who did not do it. Because I signed it. Al-Khali signed it, his stamp was there. And in our village, there are many elders, they also sign it.
They claim that you just put pressure on these people to sign. But this transfer did not go according to the law. That is what they claim.
Conditional
Council, you know, this place, the place belongs to them, and if they are giving it, and this place also, when they were asked to vacate there, it was not only Kasum who was asked to vacate. Myself, my canteen was demolished. Another person also.
Well, Mr. What was the value of your canteen?
Your canteen.
What was the value?
Cement block.
Was it up to 30,000? Was it up to 30,000? Of course you know. You built it.
Because the time they were built, it was long time.
At that time, was it worth 30,000? Be careful, pictures of it might emerge.
Yeah,
Was it up to 30,000?
Because what more cemento cemento what more cemento
because at that time, the time we are talking about, that time the cost of cement was not.
No, what more cemento
was it up to 50,000? The value?
No,
No, it's not up to that.
So if you are offered 100,000, you would not mind to demolish a building of 30,000 just for that.
Council moment funding development.
It used to happen for the development of
you are on the oath. Are you telling the commission on the oath that you did not receive any money for this transaction?
No.
That answer is not satisfactory.
I did not receive anything.
You are saying that recognizing that you are on the oath.
da fokande ko fana ba sene kan ko be kalolo kono ko man fentaji kabe bodula boy kangite.
Okay, let us move on. We would verify whether an allocation has been made to all those people who have been moved.
Akul korosila koteke ka jibe fo ale dulal dio molale mi ale min bondi o dulato fana.
So now let's go to Kasamanding.
Ata Kasamanding na koto.
Kasamanding said
that
you organized their arrest mainly because he was UDP and they objected to fraudulent registration of non-Gambians to vote for APRC.
No, man son Kasamanding na kumola.
No, I disagree to Kasamanding's.
Kasamanding na mang dala.
Did Kasamanding object to certain persons she claimed were foreigners to have been registered?
Ate balantale ka foko nyimmola ate min foko wol manke banku dingolti pour allié register abalanta wol
ah yalon ate damante mo jamalelum ade bota sate jamalel damanke dulakile.
They came from different villages
and they were arrested. They were under your jurisdiction, was it?
Inate muta and inate isamba ite fangoya.
No, in me sambante ana.
No, they were not brought to me.
Didn't you take the matter to the police?
Faima wo ko ni samba police olia.
Wo yalo wo man kentela dokuti because nte fana ni na doku wala.
You know that is not my job.
Alung jeman ke amanche ko ye mol men ye wo ke bentela district order malaka.
Those people who live in my district.
Yes, but you were an APRC militant. You were just not a supporter. You were a militant. You were pushing the APRC agenda in your village.
But ite manke just APRC kanunteote. But ite fango mu APRC kafu dingoliti. Fango be APRC la kuoli ni morikani fango na sante.
Nte ma wo ngani yo soto puruka mota ka bulandi problemo kono wasifa la kono ka foko am UDP le no.
I don't have intention of saying that this particular person supports
mo e problemo soto e kana yale tela nyanto momenti la karola ngak nde buka jube ko karamu UDP le karamu APRC le wala be
in fact Kasamanding said that after she was arrested and you went to the police and insisted and ordered the police officers that she be transferred to Janjambure prison because all the men were transferred to Janjambure prison and she was left at the police station. You went there and insisted that she also be taken to Janjambure prison.
Kasamanding fango continue ke tumi ka foko ite fango ite tara fo police station pour ka kango di police na pour ya Kasamanding bondi police kunda ya samba Janjambure kasoto kato on kelu be minube nunjeye be samba kasoto le faytu ate so ite tara je pour ka je ko foi sa bondi je ya samba Janjambure kasoto.
Just
against
but what agenda? Why would she, of all people, she could have accused of that? Why would she choose you?
Maybe hidden agenda against me.
Maybe he has a
hidden agenda. Come for all a akontel tata jenko police ala bar wotonte fana mu mo sembe ma balati
because he said I went to the police station and asked the police
I am glad
if that is the case I am glad
that police I am glad that you are sitting here downplaying the power that you have. The people in Jara, they thought you were ultra powerful. You had so much power, it was unbelievable.
I don't offend.
Well, people in Jara were afraid of you.
What do you people are saying? If I told those were my acts, because I will not be there.
Well, if you did today what you were doing for APRC, you would still be in power.
ne atara no comme ibe minke kan bi ibe ole ke kan APRC hani fo bi sem ibe tala symbol to.
What party are you supporting now? What party are you supporting now?
Party support.
I am not a supporter of any party.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, fully the political.
They said the chiefs should.
What party do you support now?
And
party men can support and tell for la more fun in Tata Carte Fiola Lumen.
The political party that I support, I will not reveal that until
Parenta for a Conga party car support. Balambuka party car
cast my vote.
If
or say, which rally did you last attend?
Minto.
Which political rally did you last attend?
Political rally attend. Adama Sitan and beat him, man political rally attend.
Since this new government.
You call him Adama. Do you guys have a relationship?
I never.
No, I'm a relationship. But for na president,
he's my president,
and that's about it. Just like he's my president. No relationship. Chief,
relationship.
What type of relationship do you mean?
Are you supporting his party?
I'm
saying
that the political party that I'm supporting, I will not tell anybody until
because
I vote well, what they said we the chiefs we should distance ourselves from politics.
Yes, and he lent his land to
Mamal fu o cordal.
Adun council mbatu nga je sene andima.
Bado mando man le.
Tanan soro nyanta sotola.
Bado mando man non da be kan sorno ni atare ndi no atitano.
Okay. Ntoli a kunkolu mu kabilo lelutati.
In our area the farmlands belongs to the Kabilos.
Kabilo atebe kante kunda kabilo la kwa.
It belongs to the kante kunda Kabilos.
Ntolbe bakunda kabilo.
And we are from the Bakunda Kabilos.
Telini na kunkolu lemu.
We have our own farmlands, and they also have their own farmlands. For example, if I have to take his farmland, let him go to the court. He still now is there. Let him summon that elder person, saying that he is the land belongs to him. And every time we used to have land trials.
The question is not whether there was a trial or not. The issue is that there was a land dispute, and then you retaliated on him by getting him
Well,
the
time he was doing this act, at that time he was removed.
They say that this land dispute happened before he was removed. You are saying it happened after.
The time he wrote to the president,
but it was your people who removed him.
it was the villagers who removed him. For me personally, I never want them.
Because
Because it has never happened in our village.
But you see, you have a habit of removing these powerful officers. You remove the imam, you also remove the alcalo. How many alcalos have you removed?
Never remove any alcali in my district. I never removed him. I heard him saying this thing in the radio.
The
problem that he used to say between myself and him, at that time he was not yet an alcali.
Sate ko ay ka dinko sindulale to ye kware ke faro bala dulado le to.
A dog a quarry at the swamp area.
So NEA and forestry nata foko je stop but ya fondele puru ngataji.
NEA and the forest they make an order for that to stop, but they passed through me for me to go together with them and inform me.
Okay, more never marali wo kware la tele ka je banko afimolo.
They said it was Kemoren who is responsible of that. He is the one who used to sell land to people.
So nga fala mole nga funa mol ci akampuru ya fa ko sama NEA ko wanin forest ko bina jampuru ngata wo dulato ju.
And I sent people to him, inform him that NEA and forestry has sent people to me that tomorrow they will come here for us to go to the site.
So wolu nata
They came.
te mansiontal.
He refused to go.
So wolle ya samba police.
Those are the people who took him to the police.
Ar wotu mo amanke alkali fanande.
But at that time he was not yet an alkali.
Well,
Keta wala nya.
That's how it happened.
Ba ñunu be mu kumal ti ben yalon kasu mu ñol ke fe pour ka ke nakindin tela kanto ku ya.
These are all allegations that Kasim and others are doing just to tarnish my name.
Kasim has nothing to do with this.
Asima kuku ke ngi ko. Asima fenso ngi ko kono de.
So it was after that Kemoring became an alcalde.
Wokola na nata ke alcalde.
Yes, it was after
that. Me alcalde afana na man
But
Who removed him?
No, mama bondi. Afata alcalde akono.
Nobody removed him. He died there.
Ndele fanga ya atolo.
I was the one who inaugurated him.
Mama bondi alcalde ala.
Nobody removed him.
Well, we would further investigate that.
Bismillah.
Okay. And the case of Alaji Karamo Kante.
Alaji Karamo Kante la kuwoldo.
Who won the case?
Jumale ñi kitio ñi gagné.
I don't know.
You know he was freed. He was acquitted and discharged.
Ari ne kitio ñi ya bonda akungo kwan.
Kiti la le afirin.
It was the magistrate who made him free.
Arrested.
Magistrate o misita kitio kuna ya sabo fa ya.
I disagree to that.
That's what they say.
Man so wala ko ndebe o sembo so no la nyandi le pour ka magistrate or arrest.
Where can I get that power for me to cause the arrest of a magistrate? Where will I get that power for me to...
You had the support of the APRC also behind you.
Huh? There are many words roaming about. Those words are never happening.
Because in time
myself sitting here, I was once removed from my chief. If at all I was the powerful man of...
Who removed you?
It was the president.
Of course. You cannot compare your power with the president.
Powerful because Minister Beji, Governor Beji, but President Obeji, but on the
minister is there, the governor is there, the president is there. Now they are saying that I'm doing these bad things to people. And when people did bad things, they used to arrested them and now as people are saying that I used to do these bad things to people and they have never did anything. Am I the only one who is powerful than anybody?
Well,
That surprised me.
They say you had the support of the APRC behind you.
No, council.
Weren't you amongst those who were going around the country trying to make Yaya Jammeh king?
No, I'm not that part of it.
Are you sure you are not part of it? Well, we have evidence that you are part of it.
I'm not part of it.
I'm not part of it.
You've never participated in meetings to make Yaya Jammeh king. Answer that. Be careful what you say.
No,
you've never participated in any meeting.
Anywhere
in Gambia. Anywhere in Gambia.
Yes, they have a meeting in my area.
Because time oketale itata district oluto intefana na district ko inata ji.
Yes, they traversed the country and they came to my meeting, my district also.
And you
yes, I was present there.
And you supported making Yaya Jammeh king.
That day.
That
day, those people who were present there, they all supported it.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. So you people, you had a lot of power. Because you were going to do the ultimate for Yaya Jammeh, you enjoyed a lot of power. You were going to make him king of Gambia.
That depends on the people.
Because
but all that is to happen, the people will vote.
My friend,
that will not happen just like that for him to just
chairman APRC head of state.
The reason why they are different. The people of that country has to stood up and make him a king.
You people just wanted to hijack our constitution and make Yaya Jammeh king.
Because if it is to happen, it has to go.
So how was it to be called? The kingdom of Kanilai or the kingdom of the Gambia? King James the First. Was it going to be like that? So you wanted to sacrifice the sovereignty of this country, really, the republican status rather of this country, and make Yaya Jammeh king?
No,
it's a lamira.
That is the thinking of some.
But you supported it. You supported it.
The country.
And you supported it.
Yes. I will not lie to you saying that I did not support it. No.
Allahu Akbar. So you wanted to sacrifice the republican status of this country for a monarchy, so that your child has no chance of being head of this country.
That depends on
We are talking about what you are doing.
That is with the people. If people agree. Since it was stated up to the time he leave this seat, did he
because
people knows that it cannot happen.
Well, now we believed that also, following the normal processes, there was no way Yaya Jammeh was going to be head of state in 1994. Aya busile for ama busi.
Yes, that is a coup d'etat. That is overthrow.
So, and you think he could not have organized a palace coup and declare himself king? Supported by the APRC.
Because being a photo for killing
since it was stated it's indicated to me that it cannot happen.
Okay, let's move on. And the last issue, Fatou Sow. You guys had a dispute, didn't you?
Take out all of.
That's what he said.
Yes.
Take out all of.
That's what he said.
And you got him arrested and sent to Janjambur.
Arrest.
I never arrested him.
You got him arrested. You reported him to the police and the police arrested him, and you ordered that he be sent to Janjambure.
Itele tara report police olia police olnata amuta yakango di pure asamba Janjambure prison.
I never reported him, and I never sent the police to go and arrest him. When he was taken to Janjambure, I'm not aware.
What was his crime? Why was he arrested?
Sadu had a problem with his neighbors.
Yes, but he said, but Lamin Kebe and those, what is their connection to you?
Lamin Kebe
had a connection for the year because Nalunta wale Martin
also have a connection with us because he's a
connection for the I didn't find
he named his child after me.
Exactly. Yes. They are almost basically part of your family.
Yes.
When that issue erupted, didn't you go to the police?
Never. Business, to go
Did you go to the police that day?
I wasn't there.
But they said that you went to the police and complained that Sadu was insulting you and your family.
But
that's not
he did not say
only,
something that happened.
He also said that you sent him to Janjambure.
I want to tell you one thing, if you can allow me. A case that was handled by the police. I cannot take any person to Janjambure. The only case that I can take somebody to Janjambure, that is a case that happened to my.
But case me relate criminal case
Any case that is related to criminal, I have no hand in that.
But insulting the chief and throwing stones at the home of the chief, who would handle it? And throwing stones at the home of the chief.
Anybody who insults the chief, if you are trying that person, the chief himself will not be present there.
Because he tell him party do it.
You are the other party.
But you did that in the Sikunda case.
That one, the way it happened, as we used to say, if you are into something that you don't know.
But you knew, of course. You knew that, well, the alcalo, these people who are rejected, was chosen by you.
By the time we were choosing him, the people did not reject him.
But nobody ever accepted him.
Did that said Alcalo work with the villager until he died?
Because you imposed him on the people.
I didn't never imposed him on them. It was their words. Their home.
Mr. Witness,
was the reason.
You have accepted that his appointment was unlawful. It was an imposition by yourself and the governor or council.
Since you have put to me that it is unlawful, I agreed. Anything that is unlawful, I agreed. You are more vast than me in the law.
And on this occasion, when you order that somebody be taken to Janjambure, who would take the person?
It used to be the bad messenger.
Just the bad messenger? Not the police?
Yes, together with the police.
Exactly. So Sadu is saying that you ordered that he be taken to Janjambure, and he was taken to Janjambure by the police.
Wanana man soto, nana ma ki Janjambure, hani police ma sambaje.
That never happened.
Adu ma ki Janjambure because nimba ki la Janjambure mbe warrant toilet safela.
If I am to send it to Janjambure, I have to sign it, I have to prepare a warrant and sign it and send it.
Or you give it to the police.
Balansa di police wol.
But you know the police cannot just take a person to Janjambure without a court order.
Police will cut a magistrate wala ka court order de.
But police used to go to the magistrate who normally prepare the court order.
But Sadu was not taken before any magistrate.
Mbe wala la police olu ni la feta mo remind la.
That's what I'm saying. The police, if they want to remand someone.
Ngamira council nyanta ala kuo fana nyinin kala mune atine ya samba Janjambure.
I think council used to ask the cause why he was taken to Janjambure first.
But he said he was taken to Janjambure, okay, because he had this family dispute with you. He also had a problem with Kebe, the Kebe family.
That's not true. For me, I never have problem with him.
Because a family dispute,
the family dispute that he is mentioning, his eldest son, he came to me and he said he has seen a girl whom he wants to marry. He asked me to inform his father.
So because
I take it that we are all one because they are our strangers. When I call him, I inform him that your son said he has seen a particular girl whom he wants to marry. He said he is not a part of it. I called the man, I informed him that your father said he's not in for it. That was the day I take my whole hand in it. Later on, I heard that they have tied the marriage.
But according to Sadu, you were instrumental in getting that marriage tied.
Council, I am appealing to you, go and investigate.
We are doing that.
Investigate.
Go and investigate these people.
The marriage was tied in Pirang. We know that.
I am not even aware of that. Whether it happened in Pirang or any these are all offensive that Sadu is doing to me, which is powerful.
Sadu's claim is that you have consistently intervened in his family by directing the affairs of his son, much to his disagreement. But it is as a result of that he consistently insulted you and you took him to the police. Because of those insults, you took him to the police and made sure that they sent him to Janjambure.
That's not true.
We would
people are even talking about it.
We would try to get the committal warrant from Janjambure to see who signed it.
Try and do because the ear is mentioned. You know the ear. If you do that, you will not realize that Sadu is just.
And were you happy with that?
I just turned my eye on him.
Because even
Even his mother once called me in their compound. On that day, I found him beat his mother and throw his clothes outside.
His mother or his wife?
His biological mother.
I
was supposed to do it with him.
That alleges that you're trying to take the land he lives in from him.
That one also.
korda nyin ntolma diatela
That compound, we did not give it to him.
ya dia famale
It was given to him, to his father.
cha ngala fita o korda wafila
And now he wants to sell that compound.
ada matante
And the compound does not belong to him alone.
atata alkalo ya wolela
He went to the alcalo for that.
alkalo en kola nyininka
The alkali called me and asked me.
nga kana la kaito signed
And I asked the alcalo not to sign his documents.
because ada matante nyin kordata adita falel
Because the compound does not belong to him alone. It was given to his father.
so
But his claim is that you want to take away that land from him, claiming that it was given to his father and not to him.
Ako.
because bungo belori nje
How can that happen? Because there
bungo
was
belori nje wosi ata sanji muant
He is
There was
saying
a house more
that
than
you are
20
claiming
years.
that the land belongs to your family.
Bare ako ite ba foka ne ko ite ba foka ko kordan atoletam.
antelle li adia la barenta tala bulu because dingo membe sadu bulu dimme
Altata la bulu or almatano?
Yes,
Altata la
who
no.
gave it to his father because his father
mata bulu adunta tala
he
fan
has a large family.
because wokola after bina ala fita o wafiro fangokel anata na kaito anata ta gofano ya la ko explain we nkumanda fanya nata kaito deda me ya lon ka fato le ketaje because ate dam matante o kordat a fama ani modo le
He went to the governor. The governor called me.
Do you accept that you can no longer take the land?
no
I'm not thinking of that.
den nana buka omira
I never think
But
of
you
that.
accept that.
Bare sontale ko itatano la.
nta no la andun tata la fan
I cannot take it.
because
and I
dingo
will
membe
not
sadu
take it.
bulu ngalon
Because Sadu, the family he has, I know.
ala dindo fango be jente ngaw so kordal
One of his or our son, I even give him a compound.
Okay, at least he would have peace of mind hearing you say that you will not take the land and you cannot take it.
when sadu sondo mo man korek
Tell you for the
billahi wallahi tallahi nkalta ala la me samoni banko a sondo mo man korek
Mental
tell you
balance.
for the
ndele nga fo ha
I said,
sikeno abe siri nga njube
Maybe he's
anim fana
working.
ya mol men be je wol fana sin njube
my people also, they are looking at me, watching and watching.
wala nan ko e kala ko investigate ye ta janjambure
That's why I
ko me
said-
ya ascend
Investigate his issue and
ye waranto nyin check
So
ask for the warrant.
of all these allegations against you, the only one you accept is the Sikunda one.
Silang oto silang tu birol be
Sonta wala.
be fo jan ite sonta min wolon sikunda ta.
ikunda tan sonta wala
Yes, the Sekunda one I agreed.
bari nyin dolu be mu fabrication kumolle
All these ones are fabricated.
But the land transaction did not go properly.
Bare nying
na wanta properly bari lan nyi mun sate wala tat
if it did not go properly, but the land belongs to
sate
the
wala tam lan nyinti
The land belongs to the
And,
village.
and you people connived and sold it.
la tol dental tata ko korda waf.
itale ntolle tamu dulate ntolle ma wafi ngadi molle la
Ours, but we did not sell it. We gave it to somebody.
ntolle ma wafi de
We did not sell it.
You saying nothing was given under the table?
Iko man ko di yalla.
muna kasum fadera la kumolle woluti
That is Kasum's words.
Kuru sango fangmandi.
Songo.
du song man din tol ka lan di molla ntol la kenolu ngab jama di molla free
We used to give
Benala
land
so
free.
much. So
ni na ata je ani bin si so lan la
Even today, if you come there, I will give you land.
ana miran ka fe afo ndenga mon korda men di molla wasi ata bak na ce bale kordal men di molla si
Kuru sango fambukadi.
ani sa ni nge sok lan la ni la fita dala si chemo be bulu ko nya ko sebo ya bi ke bulu ko no ko nyimuta
So wole kita nyen fenko.
ane woman ka nyim fenko woman ka ji
No, this transaction, that
Well,
one will never happen.
ni woye nyim fere le mala ya fere nyamen
This one
Well,
was a
yeah,
crime.
fair by giving $300,000.
ya malo ya fere nyamen kanyin kayto bondi ka foko
the plans
false le munyi man ka false
delayed until they are
Ba ke
able to
false
secure these
because
documents.
lan ni mun so man ko la dan le
Land belongs to the people of Soma.
Anyway, the transaction was not very well structured.
War kayto nyi dara nyame.
malo mayo mistake ko sabo bari alo
No,
dika
that
tapale
what
yake
caused that
fenne to
mistakes.
itante ment ika tapale yake wala to bari itamu fengoment
You can make
ibe mo tapale ala wala purumu
fraud on something that doesn't belong to you, but that what belongs to you. What fraud are you going to get involved in?
Mr.
that?
Chair, I have no further questions for Mr. Jarjusey. Thank you very much.
Wama nyinin karo seto e kotengez akawal for kiamani ala nyinin karo e adanda janne.
Thank you very much, Council, and thank you, Chief Jarjusey, for coming to testify before the Commission.
Baraka bake Council, baraka bake Chief Jarjusey. Inata nyami kasede aro di Commissioner.
I have just one question to ask you.
Ninkar kilindoro ne bembulu lafte nyinin kala minna.
But before doing so,
Jannim bake la.
I need to tell you what we have been hearing here for almost 2 years. It is in the context of holding regional hearings. We had hearings in Jambur, Sibanor, and Esau.
Siul bekele Gunjur, Sibanor, Jambur, Sibanor, and Esau. Ntata jebelale.
On the theme of witch hunting. We have been approached by representatives from LRR. And as I said, even before the witch hunting trips started, we were told that the human rights violations and abuses that occurred in LRR were far more numerous than many parts of the Gambia. When were we going to look into those violations in LRR? I was expecting perhaps even weeks of hearing these violations in LRR. Maybe the regional hearings should continue for a very long time for that to be confirmed. But what we heard yesterday and today, I did not get the impression that either LRR or specifically Jara was in utter chaos. And that's where my question comes. Was it really just some storm between Kasim Federa and Yaya Jarjusey that is just been exaggerated? And they sounded as if all Jara is in chaos because you have these two people who are at each other, and you have land issues that don't. That's not part of our mandate.
Kulo mi alon ko abe ite Yaya Jarjusey ni Kasim Federa tema jokom ye jawyale batol tema wala janjanta te wonata yele masata ten ka foko ko fitino lebe LRR ni korda ño sabol fana kuol be.
Tell me if indeed there were these massive violations and abuses of human rights in Jara during the 22 years of Jammeh's rule.
Afonye tonya Jara je LRR fongi handa madi nyanta tinya keta LRR le bake wato minna Jammeh siring mansayala.
Please, Chief, you have the floor.
Silang bibutna le police jabe.
Okay, Chairman, abaraka bake.
Thank you very much, Chairman.
You
know, between myself and Kasim Federa, Kasim used to collaborate with people.
Because even more for a council, even another report president.
He once even reported me to the president. I did not say that to council.
A letter of a president.
Wrote a letter to the president about this land.
Investigational amount.
And that one also, there was an investigation that kick-started. What he said, and they came and asked the villagers. And they further went and asked the area council. What he said and what those people said is different.
So,